Hello, everyone. I'm Nishan Gill, and along with Sebastien Ghert-Rousseau, we're excited to present our strategic communication plan for the Hudson's Bay Company. What we are talking about today is more than just a business crisis. It is about saving a Canadian icon. Hudson's Bay has been a pillar of Canadian retail for over 355 years, but now it's at its turning point, facing one of its biggest challenges in its history. This isn't just hypothetical. Our plan is based on real-time development as of March 18th, 2025, just weeks after Hudson's Bay has filed for CCAA protection. This means the crisis is happening right now, and the need for a strong, well-structured communication plan is urgent. So what's our goal? Not just to survive, but rebuild trust. Our strategy focuses on 4 key areas. 1. Understanding the key stakeholders affected by this crisis. 2. Implementing tailored communication strategies to address their concerns. 3. Structuring a clear and effective rollout plan to ensure consistency across all platforms. 4. Using data-driven insights to measure success and make adjustments where needed. What sets our approach apart is that it's not just talk, it's measurable action. We are incorporating consumer satisfaction data, financial projections, and stakeholder analysis to craft a plan that is both strategic and adaptable. Now, let's dive into the current state of the Hudson's Bay Company and why action is needed immediately. Hudson's Bay is more than just a retail store. It is a part of Canadian history. Founded in 1670, it has survived centuries of economic shifts, wars, recessions, and changing consumer habits. But today, it faces its toughest challenge yet. Let's look at what causes this crisis. The COVID-19 pandemic had a lasting impact, cutting in-store traffic dramatically. Many consumers who switched to online shopping never returned. Inflation has also pushed up the cost of everything: rent, wages, inventory, and shipping, making it harder to turn a profit. E-commerce competition has additionally intensified this. Retail giants like Amazon and Walmart have dominated the market, offering lower prices and faster delivery. Here are the hard numbers. Retail foot traffic has dropped 30% since 2019. This means fewer people are walking into stores, leading to lower sales. Year-over-year sales have declined by 15%. In a low-margin industry, that's devastating. The company has also filed for CCAA protection on March 7, 2025, a legal move that allows the Hudson's Bay Company to restructure its debt. But if negotiation with landlords and creditors fail, 80 stores, more than half of the Hudson's Bay locations, could close permanently. This isn't just about numbers. It's about jobs, communities, and the future of a national brand. If we do nothing, Hudson's Bay could become another failed retailer, joining the ranks of Sears Canada, Zellers, and other once dominant brands that disappeared due to poor crisis management. But we believe there is a path forward, and that starts with understanding the key groups affected by this crisis. A strong communication strategy starts with knowing who we need to reach and what they care most about. We've identified 3 critical stakeholder groups. 1. Customers, the people who shop at Hudson's Bay and rely on its stores, loyalty programs, and services. 2. Employees, the people who work for Hudson's Bay and are now facing uncertainty about job security. 3. Financial partners. This includes landlords, investors, and suppliers who need reassurance that Hudson's Bay remains financially viable. Now, let's break down their concerns. Customers. Customers are worried about whether stores will remain open, if their loyalty points will still be honored, and whether Hudson's Bay will continue providing the products they love. Employees. Employees are feeling uncertain about their future. Will they still have jobs? Will their hours be cut? Without clear communication, rumors and anxiety will spread. Financial partners. Financial partners need confidence that the Hudson's Bay Company has a plan to recover. If investors and landlords lose faith, they may pull out, making it even harder to recover. To better understand these concerns, we analyze engagement data and surveys. 60% of customers say their loyalty program benefits are important to them. If we do not address this concern, they will take their business elsewhere. Employee morale has dropped by 20% since 2024. If we do not communicate effectively, we risk losing top talent at this critical time. Research suggests that stakeholders often overestimate how bad a crisis actually is. This means panic can spread unnecessarily unless we step in with the right messaging. So how do we respond? With tailored communication strategies. For consumers, we reinforce trust and stability through direct, reassuring messages. For employees, we need transparency so they feel valued and informed. For financial partners, we need to provide data-driven projections that prove Hudson's Bay has a path to profitability. Let's start by looking at our customer-focused strategy. For Hudson's Bay to survive, customers must remain engaged and loyal. That's why we're launching the Legacy Forward campaign with the slogan, 355 years strong, we're not done yet. This campaign will be visible across all major channels. Social media. Regular updates to counter closure rumors and reinforce confidence. Email marketing. Reassuring loyalty members that their rewards will remain intact. In-store messaging. Visible signage reminding customers that Hudson's Bay is committed to its future. But messaging alone isn't enough. We need measurable success metrics. We'll track 2 key performance indicators. 1. Customer satisfaction scores. If they drop below 70%, we will adjust our messaging. 2. Net Promoter Score. This will measure customer loyalty and advocacy. If customers aren't recommending Hudson's Bay, we will need to fix that. Beyond communication, we're engaging customers directly through our new customer feedback portal called Tell Us Your Bay. This will allow customers to submit ideas on products they want to see in stores, way to improve the shopping experience, cost-saving initiatives that could benefit both the company and shoppers. The best ideas will be tested and implementing, reinforcing that Hudson's Bay listens to its customers and is evolving based on their needs. This approach isn't just theoretical, it is inspired by successful retail turnarounds such as Best Buy, which leveraged customer input to redefine its brand. By reassuring customers, tracking engagement, and giving them a voice, we can increase trust and retention, which is critical for Hudson's Bay's survival.
Hi everyone, my name is Sebastien. Thank you, Nishan, for that part of the presentation. I will now be taking over and I will be starting off by talking about how we can support our employees and what it means to have employees in a situation like this with Hudson's Bay. So the first thing that we need to do is to be very transparent with all of our employees and make sure that they are on the same page as us on what the future of the company looks like, how grim it seems, and if their job is still secure or if they should be ready to be losing their job anytime soon. And if so, what can we do to help them for a transition that might be coming, even if we don't necessarily anticipate it, as sort of like a double hedge approach where we may not know what's going to happen, but we need to be prepared for all scenarios, and our employees are extremely important and a core part of our business, and without them we will not get very far. So we need to make sure that they are on the same page and we take care of them, and we need to listen to what they're saying, especially there are employees for all companies that have their voices which are not listened to because the management is very up and high. But at Hudson's Bay, as you can see, we have issues with how our customers see our company, with how businesses see our company. We are turning into a sort of an older kind of concept that we need to renovate. And in order to do that, we need to listen to everybody from within our business, or else we're not going to get there. And at the end of the day, what's most important is if we care about our employees, if we make sure that they're part of this entire process as we are restructuring and we are trying to keep this company afloat, then they will stick around with us. And if we manage to get out of this and get to the other side of this crisis, then we will be able to have a strong team of employees that are resilient, and will know for sure that if ever there is an issue with our company like this again, we will have employees that have connections over many years, that have seen similar crises, and they will be ready for another one. And on to the next, which is the third. So the employees were sort of the second after the customers in terms of the audience groups that we are targeting, or that we need to target. But the third of the three is possibly one of the most important ones, because they are the ones who are going to decide at the end of the day, is this company going to survive? And we need to be in constant communication with all of our financial stakeholders. That includes our past investors, that includes people who are trying to invest at high risk right now, and that also includes the landlords and the people on which our businesses sit in malls and in shopping centers. So one of the first things that we need to do is present a dual path blueprint, as I call it, that kind of shows stakeholders two paths of where this could go. Not necessarily one where it will be right and one will be wrong, but kind of giving them a more optimistic and kind of giving them a less optimistic scenario, so that whatever the outcome is for both the people, for both our landlords and for also our investors, they will not be extremely surprised as to the outcome, because they will have a good concept of which factors will affect which parts of the businesses will succeed and which part of the business will not succeed, and that will ultimately determine the long-term success of the company. And so if they are not on the same page, and if we can't explain to them how we plan on keeping the business afloat, and what we propose as the solutions to turn around the failures over the last decade, we need to make sure that our investors are understanding of what our plan is, and that we put forward a very strong plan. And communications is an underrated or an underscored part of what it means to deal with crises like these. Many people would prefer to think about the technicals or what's going on, but it's very important to have an overview and a broad understanding of who are the audiences at play. And when we have financial stakeholders at play, we need to be able to show them that we are ready to change. We are ready to change how we do business in order to accommodate with not just how they are looking for us to do business, but also how the rest of the world expects us to do business. If that means the products that we sell, it means that. If it means how we sell our products, whether it's online or through a store, all of these things are now thrown up in the air with this crisis, and we need to understand that things are not hard in rock like our 355-year legacy anymore. We need to take a moment and go above our expectations and realize what our shortcomings are, and address that with our investors, new or past. So one of the next point is going to be the overall plan and the communication plan for to handle this crisis. And it's important to have an overview and sort of a full-on understanding of how we're going to put this plan forward. And we already went through all three of the audiences, but it's very important now to address how are we going to do that. So the first thing that we need to do is decide what day that we want to let everyone know that we are committed to restructuring and keeping the business afloat. Because at the moment, as it currently stands, what's in the public is that that the stores are closing, and that there is liquidation. But from what I understand, at this moment in time, it is not the HR's plan to actually shutter the entire company and declare bankruptcy. We are simply trying to renegotiate deals with the landlord. So we want to make sure that it's a coordinated release of the rollout of the communications, so that the investors, our employees, and our clients, our customers all know where we're going and how we're going to do it, and so we can do that in many different ways. I've written a few here. We're going to need to be able to create press releases, memos, and social media, and other ways that we can reach out to our customers. For our employees, that might be straight up emails. We obviously need to set up a very robust way to communicate with our employees, as well as with our financial stakeholders. Because if there's no communication channel, then we're not going to be able to get business moving, and we're not going to be able to solve this crisis, and it's just going to end up with us declaring bankruptcy in just a few months. So if we want to get the ball rolling, we need to ensure that people understand what the company is trying to do and what the goal is, and how we plan on advancing Hudson's Bay into the future, and addressing the problems that caused all of the deficiencies that we have today. And once we've done that, then we can actually talk with our financial stakeholders, then we can talk with our employees and our clients, and really get them to commit to that plan and commit to how we plan on doing so. So the next thing would be to just have an overall look at the execution and the risk management. So this is less of communications. This is more on the business side of things. So maybe not exactly in line with the class, but I figured it'd be important to touch on this if we're going to talk about Hudson's Bay. It would be very important to look at this entire communications plan, but also how we restructure the business at reducing costs throughout, almost how you imagine any business that's going out of business, that's doing their liquidation. Some of them hire companies to liquidate their assets because it's less expensive than keeping their current employees. I'm not saying that this is the kind of concept. We don't want to necessarily change our employees, but we need to really look at all the ways that we can reduce costs during this period of crisis, so that we can we can at least maximize the amount that we have in the bank, maximize the amount of trust that we have in our creditors, and most specifically, we can reduce costs, but we can avoid borrowing money to try and offset some of the problems that we have. And we can simply find what parts of the business are better to be cut off and what parts of the business we have to keep. And so that we may have to sacrifice certain things that our clients like and that our employees like. But if that means the survival of Hudson's Bay, then it will be necessary. And so one of the things that we'll have to do, and is in line though with communication, is very strong negotiations and prioritizing time to rebuild and reorganize not only the debt of the company, but the structure of the company, the way that the company operates. Because at the end of the day, all of this is a wake-up call to our company, Hudson's Bay, and it has shown us that we need to rethink not only how we conduct our business, but also what our branding is like, and how we want to communicate with everyone. But as a business, we are trying to sell a product. We are trying to sell our product. So our main client, our main audience is going to be our customers, or our targeted customers. So if we can take the time to let them know we need a moment to restructure and to fix things, but we plan to come out on the right side of things, then that will appease people, and that will make people realize that our legacy is more important than necessarily just trying to keep the business alive without fixing the massive issues that are within it. So we need to, and the final point on that is that there are risks that we need to assess before we go through with the communication plan, and that is, what are our possible miscommunications, and also what might the turnover be? How might people actually receive our message, and if they really perceive it as a trustworthy message? And we need to be very specific and careful in the way that we conduct our messaging to make sure that it is the correct message that gets across, and that it does not receive a strong pushback because of inconsistencies within the message itself. So these are our references. Thank you for listening to the presentation from both myself and Nishan, and we hope that this communication plan makes you think twice about Hudson's Bay. Have a good day.